Man United transfer news live. Sesko talks. Hojlund's price tag set. Antony bid rejected. United to launch Lopez offer. In other news, United have reportedly made a huge bid for Barcelona star Fermin Lopez. Elsewhere, the Red Devils are prepared to sell Rasmus Hojlund for £30 million. Meanwhile, Antony has turned down potential moves to Al Nassr, Botafogo and Sao Paulo as the Brazilian winger is reportedly holding out for a return to Real Betis. Man United's new leadership group. Ruben Amorim has formed a new leadership group to try and right Man United's floundering Premier League ship after last season's disastrous campaign, according to Manchester Evening News. Amorim said, "We have a leadership group now. It's not just Bruno. It's not just Harry. It's 6 guys now. They are responsible for the group. We have Bruno Fernandes. We have Licha Martinez. We have Harry Maguire. We have Diogo Dalot. We have Tom Heaton. And we have Naus Mazraoui." It is a return to the leadership group squad structure after it was initially trialed at the club by Erik ten Hag. Sesko's Bundesliga stats. Here's a reminder of what is to play for as the transfer race for the Slovenian heats up. Next best thing. Newcastle have added PSG star Gonçalo Ramos to their list of striker targets, it is reported. The Magpies are prioritizing their pursuit of Slovenian striker Benjamin Sesko, but view Ramos as a possible alternative should they miss out to Man United. The Daily Mail report Newcastle could go back in for the Portuguese, who they considered signing from Benfica in 2022. They ended up signing Alexander Isak in that window instead, and Ramos moved to PSG the following summer. Since then he has struggled to fully stake his claim to a spot in the starting lineup, but did contribute to their Champions League winning campaign last season. He netted 3 goals in that run, including a 93rd minute goal to seal their 4-2 victory over Man City in January. On the Raz. Man United are prepared to sell Rasmus Hojlund in a cut-price deal, although the Dane wants to stay at Old Trafford. In the clearest sign that the United hierarchy are clearing the decks to bring in prime target Benjamin Sesko, Ruben Amorim is ready to let Hojlund go if a deal can be made. United will accept just £30 million for the 22-year-old Hojlund, less than half the price they paid Atalanta to land him 2 years ago. With 3 years left on his current contract, Hojlund still has an accounting amortization cost of £38.4 million. That means a £30 million fee would represent a PSR loss of £8.4 million, although United would get his annual £4.4 million salary off their wage bill. Amorim is not desperate to lose the Danish striker, and any sale would be contingent on United getting in an upgrade. Lo and behold, Manchester United have reportedly made moves for Barcelona's Fermin Lopez, according to Sport in Spain. The Red Devils are said to be prepared to offer up to €70 million, £61.1 million, for the midfielder, and Lopez is believed to be aware of United's interest. Lopez is viewed as a player who could fit well into United's system under manager Ruben Amorim, with reports suggesting the club discussed him with Barcelona during negotiations for Marcus Rashford. As interest intensifies, it remains to be seen whether United will make a formal bid for the 20-year-old Hackney hijack. Middlesbrough star Hayden Hackney has turned down a move to Ipswich, according to reports. The Tractor Boys had agreed a club record £20 million deal with Borough for the midfielder. But with that switch now off, GiveMeSport claim Man United could swoop. Chiefs at the club supposedly rate the 23-year-old and were considering hijacking Ipswich attempt anyway. Who's striking the deal? Manchester United and Tottenham are locked in a battle to sign Swedish wonderkid Kevin Filling, according to reports. The 16-year-old striker, who plays for AIK Football, has been turning heads in his homeland and recently scored his first senior goal for the club, further boosting his growing reputation. Filling has already represented Sweden at 3 different youth levels and is now attracting serious interest from Premier League giants. Despite his tender age, his potential has not gone unnoticed, with both United and Spurs keen to bring him to England. Newcastle are set to fail in their club record £70 million bid for Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko, but could return with an improved bid. Toon are offering £65.5 million up front plus £4.3 million in add-ons, but the German club are expected to tone down the offer. Leipzig are hoping for a bidding war between Manchester United and Newcastle, who are set to lose Alexander Isak to Liverpool. Even if both clubs offer the same amount, Leipzig will look to increase the size of add-ons and the sell-on percentage being and gone. Alejandro Garnacho has no future at Manchester United, but Ruben Amorim insists it's nothing personal. Amorim said, Garnacho is a really talented boy, but sometimes things don't work out. You cannot explain specifically what it is. But I have the feeling that Garnacho wants a different thing with a different leadership. And I can understand that. It's not a problem. Sometimes you adapt to one guy, you have the connection. Other times, you want a new challenge. We try to make everything okay to all the parts, to the club, to the coach and to the players. It's a natural thing in football. Ruben Amorim dreaded the match-day drive to Old Trafford last season because he knew Manchester United were going to lose. In a remarkable and candid admission of the depths of his frustration, the Portuguese explained how his only thought in the traumatic final months of last season was to survive the lowest point of his career until he could bring the summer of change the club needed. Asked how he felt in the aftermath of that string of losses as United plunged towards the bottom of the table, Amorim said, "To tell you the truth, it wasn't how I returned to my house after the games. It was how I left to go to the games, because I knew that we would struggle. I could feel it before the games. So that was the hardest part, the most difficult part, to go to the games and know that we were not going to be competitive, not how we should be. That was the hardest part. When I returned home, I just looked to my family and tried to think in different things. But I was really frustrated." United eye another midfielder. While all eyes on Benjamin Sesko, Manchester United are still on the lookout for a new midfield enforcer. Douglas Luiz and Morten Hojlund remain on the radar, especially with youngster Toby Collier set for a loan move. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano says United are waiting for the right moment to strike, but the clock's ticking on the window. Bomb squad revelation. Ruben Amorim's decision to isolate the bomb squad of Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Antony, Alejandro Garnacho and Tyrell Malaysia may have looked brutal but appears to have the backing of the players who flew with him for the US leg of their pre-season campaign. Amorim, too, has no regrets. In his eyes, unquestionably, he did what was needed for the good of the entire club. He added, "When you are losing, you have to change the culture, the standards. I didn't feel that last season, and that is more of a club thing than a manager thing. Of course, the manager is an important piece. Because if the manager doesn't want that, it's really hard. The manager cannot do that by himself, but I feel that we are more organized nowadays. Everybody knows their places. This is my job and everyone knows that. That looks like a small thing, but there are some things that I don't know. So I need to have top people around me to help me to change the culture. I have the authority. It's my job. The club wants that. But it's bigger than that. I need all the club in the same direction. We've improved everything. The medical department, the nutrition, what we eat, the way we behave on tour, on the pitch, the rules. Everything is important. I know that they are not kids and I don't treat the players like kids. But I think these small rules can help a group to be strong." Ruben Amorim believes there are better days ahead at Old Trafford. "There were some moments last year that were really hard on me. I felt I just needed to survive to the end. I felt I was disappointing all these people. In football, when you lose so many games, it's hard on everybody to believe in one idea and all the changes. So there were some moments when I was really frustrated. Because everything I needed to do with a new start, with more time, with some changes that I could not do then. It wasn't the case of not knowing what to do to change the club, but my goal in that moment, 3 months from the end of the season, was trying to win the Europa League. We struggled a lot, trying to save players, playing them just 60 minutes. You cannot do that at Manchester United. You cannot think like that. It was why I was so frustrated, because I couldn't do anything. I acknowledge that. So I had to wait. And to wait, and being manager of Manchester United, is like going to a fight with my hands down by my sides. Don't argue the day." Ruben Amorim is convinced the decline is a temporary blip, and that United's return to greatness is inevitable. He added, "I know there was a massive gap last season between where we finish and the European places. But this is Manchester United. We need to return to Europe and get back to where the club should be. I have no doubts, because there are some things that you cannot buy. This club has them. The pedigree, the history, the fans. We have that. Then the money. We have money. We have money without the Champions League. So we can spend, we have money and we'll have more money in the future. And we are doing everything. You talk with Omar Barada, United's chief executive, and all these guys, they are making all the strategy to have more money in the future. So that will not be a problem. Then the culture. If we have a different culture, with all that, with all the pedigree, the money, all these things, we can return to our place. And that is clear. Man United stadium plans for a new Wembley of the North have hit a major stumbling block over a land price dispute. The new development is facing delays due to a standoff over the valuation of land around Old Trafford. United want to buy the land currently used as a rail freight terminal to complete their £4.2 billion regeneration project. The club's co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe claims the project will bring £7.3 billion a year to the UK economy. United have held talks with the haulage company that owns and operates the terminal about purchasing the land. But, according to The Guardian, the negotiations are deadlocked due to a disagreement over money. Ruben Amorim wants to be manager of Manchester United for 20 years and lead a new Old Trafford glory era. Amorim said, "I want to stay at this club. I want to stay 20 years. That is my goal and I truly believe in that. When I was at Sporting, I was waiting for the right club. I know it sounds crazy, but I chose this club. I had the feeling. Something will happen. In some moments I will be lucky. I had a lot of luck during my career as a manager and my idea is to stay for many years. I don't want to experience pain. I just want to bond, to be part of it. I will stay here as long as I can. But we know that the results will dictate that. I know that last season I used up all the credits, but I'm ready to start fresh." Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ruben Amorim share a no-bull **** relationship the United boss believes will be the cornerstone of their success. Amorim revealed, "We speak on the phone. He sends me messages. He sends me gifts, jokes. So we have this kind of relationship. It's really easy to deal with Jim. Easy in the sense that if you know your stuff, if you know how to explain any decision, you'll be fine with him. If you try to use some bulls **** in big words with him, he's going to knock you. So for me it's really easy. I will say whatever I need to say with, of course, a lot of respect, because I know he's the owner of the club. I know my place. But when I need to say something, I will say it naturally. With no bulls ****. I can say that. With no bulls ****. I'm not around the subject. I'm really direct. It's something that he likes a lot. I know my place inside Real Newcastle's lack of sex appeal." By Charlie Wyatt. Newcastle are set to fail in their club record £70 million bid for Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko. Toon are offering £65.5 million up front plus £4.3 million in add-ons, but the German club are expected to turn down the offer. Leipzig are hoping for a bidding war between Manchester United and Newcastle, who are set to lose Alexander Isak to Liverpool. Even if both clubs offer the same amount, Leipzig will look to increase the size of add-ons and the sell-on percentage.